Hello and welcome to another Purveyor of Light Photoshop Quick Tip. Today is one of our Creative Sunday edits, which means there are no rules, and we just try to do a creative edit on a photo and see what we come up with. The edit will be live, unrehearsed, and so you get to see any mistakes or difficulties I have along the way. And people seem to be enjoying these Sunday edits, so let's jump right in. Okay, I've got a photo here taken from the Sacramento Railroad Museum. I happen to know because I shot the photo many years ago. And wouldn't you know it, we've got a woman here on the right, and we got another guy and his son on the left, getting right in my shot, ruining it. And, we're going to have to take care of that first off. So I've already decided what I'm going to do to this photo. It's a good restoration photo, and I think I want to make this thing look like it was back in the day. I want you to believe that maybe this was an antique photo, right? So I'm going to go for that. We'll see how we get there. All right, first thing I got to do, I got to get rid of these damn humans. So I'm going to take the healing brush, okay, and I'm just going to make the brush big enough to cover them, and I'm going to see how it does and take my time and just come over here. I'm not looking for a really great repair like that. I'm just going to go over the area a couple times and till I get something that looks pretty good. And I think that looks pretty good right there. Again, I'm not concerned about details because my envision is I'm going to darken and burn a lot of this stuff down so the detail's not seen. We got to get rid of him. So say goodbye to him and his son. Okay, and healing brush did a good job. Good enough. All right. So now we've cleaned up our background a little bit. I am now going to, I think I'm going to camera raw. So I'm going to convert this to a smart object. Okay. So right click, convert to smart object. That lets us come back and do non-destructive filters. So I'm going to go up to filter, and I'm going to go to camera raw. Okay. And for all you Lightroom users, well, that's exactly what this is. This is Lightroom all the way. Okay, you look at the right side, you go, hey, this does look like Lightroom. That's because it basically is the exact same engine. So I can utilize the tools here and work non-destructively. Oh, excuse me. So first thing I'm going to look at here is I want to darken it down a little bit. So I'm going to take the exposure down and just darken it just a little bit. I want a little more drama. Okay, remember, this is a creative Sunday edit, so it's that's what I'm doing. I'm taking some thing, and I'm removing some contrast. Let's see how I like. And again, I'm just using my eye, what I like. Highlights. I could take the highlights down. And I'm trying to get rid of that museum look, right? I don't want it to look like it's a stage shot. I want it to actually, if I can, make it look like a train coming out of this mountain tunnel, back in the 1800s. That's what I'm going for. Shadows, again, deepen the shadows, blacks. We'll go with there. Texture, clarity. I'm going to take the texture down. I'm going to take the clarity down. And you see how I'm giving it that antique, like it's getting dirty. It's losing detail. And so I don't like what Dehaze did. Okay, So that's not bad. It's not bad at all. Uh, if I turn around and I look at the before and the after, I think you could say we've really already made a huge difference. All right, so let's see what else can I do in Camera Raw. I'm going to go ahead and do some linear gradients. So I'll come up with the masking area and I'll select linear gradient. And I'm just going to pull one down. I'm going to take the exposure way down, and I'm just going to draw some gradients in. I want to hide the details that were there. Remember the man and his son and that, and you could tell it was like a staged museum piece, and I want to get rid of that look. So a little bit of linear gradient right there. I'm going to add another one. Come in, and again, linear gradient. All right, so that's looking pretty good. And then I'm going to add one more, just a little bit, but I'm going to do a brush. And I'm just going to just tap the corners here because I want to remove any edges that would make you feel like, oh, this is not real. So I'm just darkening and adding the drama into the photo. And I think that's looking pretty good. So hit OK. And again, because I turned this into a smart object, okay, and this is the beauty of it is, let's say I did this edit and I go, oh, gee, I don't really like it now. I can always just double click on the smart filter and I can come right back into Camera Raw and make adjustments. Okay, because everything is still there and I can adjust as I need. So that's the beauty of smart objects. All right, so that's looking pretty good. Next thing. And I am thinking we're going to do a gradient adjustment, gradient map. Okay. And I am going to select maybe a sepia type tone. Gold and copper. It's one of the things that Adobe could definitely improve on is labeling these. That gradient sepia looks pretty good. I'm liking that look. I think I'm going to add a little bit. I'm going to brighten it up a little bit. Brightness. Just bring back a little brightness into it. Okay, so that's looking pretty good there. I hope this is coming through on the YouTube video. Sometimes the YouTube compression just ruins the effects. Okay, so I've got this thing now coming in here. The last thing I want to probably do is, let me see here. Do I want to try a creative adjustment? Let's see how I do. I'm boosting this way up. And then I am going to invert the mask by Command or Control I, which is essentially turning the mask off, hiding everything. Then I'm just going to come in with a brush and painting in white. I'm going to just spot dodge, as it were. Okay, so I'm going to take a brush and in white, and I'm going to do it on a very low flow. Okay. Maybe 15% or so. And I'm just going to mask in what I want to highlight in. Okay. Bringing the thing. The number worst thing to creative photos is even lighting, right? You want uneven lighting. You want certain things lit and to bring out the detail. Now, I'm going to turn this on and off just to see how it shows you the photo. You see how the details just highlighting where I want a little kiss of light. Okay? It makes a big difference to your photos. So, uneven lighting is definitely something I enjoy to do. And that's looking pretty good. Next thing is I want to put some texture, age the photo a little bit. And I've selected here scratches and dust. You can go online and just do a Google search for scratches and textures, and you'll come up with thousands of these things that are just absolutely free to go ahead and download. So I'm going to take this one here, and I'm going to use the move tool, and I'm going to drag it into my photo here. And now I want to turn around and size it up, so Command and Control T, and I'm going to size it to this photo. And that looks pretty good to me. And enter to commit. And now I need to change the blend mode to screen. Okay, so you come down and do the screen. See what looks best. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use screen. All right. And I am going to move this up a little. There we go. And I'm going to drop the opacity. Okay. Quite a bit. Okay. And so there I have my scratches and textures. Again, aging the photo. I'm going to put a layer mask on that by coming down and selecting layer mask. So I have a layer mask there. And now what I want to do in painting in black, I want to remove any of the scratches that I don't want in my picture. Okay. So I'm going to switch my foreground color to black and taking a paintbrush, and again, I'll change my flow to 100%. And now I'll just paint away where I don't want the texture in the photo. Okay, and this is a creative thing, but all right, there we go. So we have literally absolutely transformed the photo into something completely different. Okay, and that's the whole purpose of this Creative Sunday Edits, is I want you to get in and I want you to play, and I don't want you to be afraid to experiment. Will you walk away with a winner every time? No. But you will turn around and get better as you go through the creative process. Now, you look at what we're looking at right now. I'm going to go through history, and I'm going to go all the way back up to where we started. Is that amazing? That's the picture that we had. Okay? That's the picture we had. And this is what we wound up with as a creative edit. So we have taken a ordinary museum shot with people in it and distractions, and we have turned around and made it now our creative piece of art. So there we go. I wouldn't consider this as a success. I would consider this one to myself as a failure. But the point is, I had fun doing the creative edit. So till next week, you guys take care.